Record. Okay. Reading. Okay, I'm gonna do my best. Kristen Slater from Heather's. Greetings and salutations. I don't know, that's terrible, everyone, and welcome to the An Eye for Horror podcast with me, your host Jake Patton. Today on An Eye for Horror, I'm going to be talking with a very special guest. He's an actor, writer, producer, and a Survivor legend. In fact, he's one of the greatest players to never win, appearing in shows and movies like Survivor, Rude Awakening, The Last Supper, Jason Goes to Hell, Amityville 1992, It's About Time, Let the Devil Wear Black, and 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 the Bye Bye Man, Mr. Jonathan Penner.
Hello, Jake.
Hello,
How are
Jonathan. Oh, by the way, my mom says hi, and
you? Hi, Mom. What's her name?
her name is Yolanda.
Yolanda?
Yes,
Hi, Yolanda.
and she's a fan, and I have to add, I like your initials, JP.
Like Jeff Probst.
Hey, right? Yes, I like.
But I'm better. I mean, I'm not better, but my name. Yeah, Probst is a pretty good name.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
And
But
Jake Patton, great name.
thank you.
So what's up, pal? Let's talk.
All right. Well, I'll start with the first question. What sparked your interest in acting?
My interest in acting started, I was about 8 years old, and I was tiny, a tiny kid. And I had a big, loud mouth, which I still have. And people said, you should be an actor. You should be, you should be an actor. And I had a big personality. I think that's really what they were saying was I was a little guy with a big personality and I loved to make people laugh and I loved to talk. I was not a shy kid. And they just told me I should be an actor and I believed them and I became an actor and never really stopped.
Nice. And you are a very good actor. What I've seen you in, I like. What are
Thank
some of you're welcome. Sorry. What are some of your favorite characters that you play?
That's a great question. I love doing, there was a TV show I was on called Rude Awakening, and I love that part, Dave. He was a CAD, an alcoholic, reformed alcoholic, working the program, and just sort of a sweet, not particularly that bright guy. So that's always fun. And I just love to play the character, but more importantly, I love the people that I was working with. It was the job I ever had. The best, most fun character. Well, there was a movie that I wrote with my wife called Let the Devil Wear Black, which is an adaptation of Hamlet. I always wanted to play Hamlet. And so we wrote a movie that was sort of a Hamlet set in the streets of Los Angeles. And I had a great time playing that part. I loved that. That was the best character I played. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have not seen that, but I have to seek it out.
Seek it, man. There's a great cast in it. Norman Reedus is in it. Mary Louise Parker is in it. Of Philip Hall is in it, and Jamie Sherritt. A lot of people, Jackie Bissett. Jacqueline Bissett from The Deep, and many movies. Oh my God, the most gorgeous woman in the world played my mother. She was shocked at how old I was when I did it. This is 20, 30 years ago. But she's like, anyway, she was wonderful. Um, Norman was great. And we just had a great time. A guy named Maury Chaykin, who you'd know if you saw, who's a brilliant actor, was in that picture. It was a great time.
Excellent. All right. Okay. It, in the Survivor Cook Islands auction, when you bought the hot dogs, fries, beer, and then the pizza, how good did that all taste at that moment?
That's a great question, dude. Those the that was maybe the best meal of my life. Maybe. You have no idea and how crabby you get. Do you ever get hangry? You know that term hangry?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, dude, I'm so bad at that. And I've gotten better as I've gotten older. I've somehow figured out how to not get insane, but I used to really like get insane if I didn't eat. So having that food and a beer, the crazy thing about that auction is that nobody else wanted to bid. There were a couple of reasons. I think I see I'm not smart. I mean, I'm smart, but I'm like stupid when it comes to the game. And I didn't think I'd piss everybody off if I played the auction game well. I played the auction game perfectly, getting all the food. I spent all my money. I even tipped Jeff, if I remember right. Real wise ass move. I had 20 extra dollars, which you can't. I mean, what am I gonna wipe my ass with it out on the island? You can't do anything with it, you know. So I'm like, here, so I had a great time. And they all were like, "Oh, you can't. I don't want to piss anybody off by getting too much food or by bidding or by being too, you know." And I didn't care. I didn't think about that. I didn't think I was going to piss everybody off by bidding correctly and aggressively and winning all the food. So here I am happy and thinking I'm so smart and being all cocky. And in fact, I was just like sticking a knife in my own neck.
Right.
That said, it was delicious.
Hell yeah.
That's the truth, man. Sometimes you think you're doing the best thing and it's the worst thing, you know?
Right. In confessional from I think it was Becky. She's like, Jonathan, about this obnoxious burp. I'm like, that's hilarious. Like, I don't know.
I know that, but I am obnoxious. I mean, I'm an obnoxious. I don't mean to be. See, that's the thing. I don't mean to be. It's taken me. I'm still learning. I'm 62 years old now. I was 44 when I played that game, and I still haven't learned all those lessons of like just 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 don't be so pushy. You don't be so cocky, don't have as much fun and don't be so big. I'm having a fantastic time. I have a good time all the time, and people are like, he's too loud, he's too obnoxious, he's too pushy, which they are. I mean, that's how they feel about me. I don't really care, but it sometimes kicks me in the ass.
Right.
That's what happened. I like Becky very much. She realizes I'm not actually an obnoxious person. I'm actually a pretty nice, down to earth person. But
Yeah.
I get very loud and I get very excited, and people, get a little freaked out by them.
Yeah. Well, thank God. I thought I was the only one. Okay. Knowing what you know now, would you still have mutinied along with Candace?
That's a great question, pal. You just don't know how it would have worked out, right? And I've spent a lot of time thinking if I hadn't stepped off, it would be 7-5 and we'd win and we'd get rid of Ozzy next. And also, I mean, that was the plan, right? But the truth was that I wasn't getting anywhere with Ozzy. He wasn't going to work with me, not at that point. Yul and Becky were together. They were tight. I liked Yul very much, and
Oh,
I
for sure.
wanted to work with him, right? But I was always going to be the third wheel in that duo. Now, it might have been okay to go to the end with the two of them. That would have been the ultimate ideal version of the end game for me. Whether I would have won or not, it would have been between Yule and me. He probably still would have won, but I probably would have come in second in that scenario. Maybe. Who knows? But that's all fantasy because it didn't work out that way.
Right.
I also had an incredible adventure stepping off the mat, realizing again I had just blown myself up. I could not win the game. There was no way I was going to win at that point, right? And then it was just being chased around the fucking island as they at me with machetes, basically. How long can I stay alive? So I amazed myself by staying alive for as long as I did. And I made the game kind of fun and interesting for everybody, right? It became an interesting season. I don't know how it would have gone otherwise. So, so in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have stepped off the mat. I probably wouldn't have stepped off the mat, but the season would have been very, very different and probably a lot less exciting. That's the truth.
Agreed. Sure.
Right? You agree with that? You agree with that assessment?
Yes, I do. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Had you not, I would. Oh, wait. Oh, had Yao Man not been voted off early in fans versus favorites, would you have aligned with?
Yeah, I wanted to align with him. Absolutely. And I think what happened was I don't know what happened. I'm trying to remember. I think what happened, he was going to work with Cirie. He had wanted to work with Cirie, and she decided to work with the ladies. I don't know. I don't know, but somehow he really like blew himself up badly by either choosing the wrong side or targeting the wrong people. And they said, no, he's got to go. You tell me what happened. You remember, but you've probably seen it more recently than I have. What happened with Yao Man? He was third to go, right?
Yeah, I think I think they thought he was too strong of a. They felt he was a threat basically. I think.
No, no. He had made an alliance. No, no. I mean, some version of he had made an alliance with Cirie.
Oh yeah.
Either realized that he was not, it wasn't going to work out. He went for her and that backfired, or she realized it wasn't going to work out and went for him and got him out of there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's obviously very, very super bright, interesting guy. I like Yao Man. But uh how he overplayed early, maybe even before we got on the island, I don't know. And stepped on a landmine, just blew himself up, basically. Shame. Sorry, buddy.
All right. Had you not been medevac and made the merge, do you think you could have convinced Ozzy and James to work with you?
Yes, absolutely. Great question. Absolutely. I would have worked with Ozzy. Look, they both had stars in their eyes a little bit.
Oh yeah.
They had something in their eyes, or you saw what was going on. There was love in the air in the jungle, which is a very sexy place. But uh they got to see very very quickly that there was these guys were on the chopping block, that the girls were using and abusing them, which is a very embarrassing thing to have happen. I would have tried to work with them. I probably would have wound up working with like Alexis, who I liked a lot. There would have been some other um, outcomes there. Uh, yeah, it was sort of ugly what happened to me, but it was ugly what happened out there. Chet got blown up. James got, I mean, there was the medical attention that we got was let's just say they made some changes to the medical team after that season. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, yeah. There was a lot of jungle love going on.
Which is fantastic, man. I mean, I was very happily married and no one was interested in having jungle love with me, which I would not have had. But these guys were all single, ready to mingle, and they had a rumble in the jungle. They had a great time. Good on them. Good for them,
Oh yeah.
Love it. Where are you right now? Where are we talking? Where are you from? I'm in New York City. Where are you at?
I am in Bowling Green, Ohio, the same town as Scott Hamilton.
The same town as what?
Oh, as Scott Hamilton, he comes from here too.
Got it. Bowling Green. Hello, Bowling Green.
Hello, New York.
Thank you, buddy. Hello, Jay.
All right. What was it like finding the Caliban hidden immunity idol?
Unbelievable, dude.
Oh yeah.
It was great. And, I'm racing around and I'm acting like, like I lost my lenses. And I don't know. I mean, making shit up and getting chased by the folks and the camera crew. I always said this, and I've said this before in an interview, but I said to those guys on my tribe, I'm like, go look for the idol. It's out here. What are you doing? Everybody was so afraid. Again, this is the good side, the bad side of being, some folks are shy, some folks are not shy, right? If you're not shy and you're just talking, I'm like, go take care of yourselves. Go look for the idol. Nobody's going to be upset with you if you're looking for the idol. You're just playing the game. Somebody's going to find it. Why not? Why shouldn't it be you? I literally would say this to these guys because I'm looking for the idol. Somebody should be looking for it. If you don't look for it, I'm going to find it. And that's exactly what happened. They were all afraid of like letting each other out of their sight or offending anybody or being too, I don't know what the hell they were afraid of. So I found it. It was amazing. One of the highlights, and then I played it, and then I won immunity. I mean, it was an incredible run during that time. So that was also very, very exciting for me. Could have won that game. I really believe I should have won the game, but I was so exhausted from getting chased around that I didn't realize that I was being presented you better make up your mind right now and align with me, either with Lisa or with Denise, who both offered, do you want to work with me? And I'm like, just give me a second just to think because both of you were asking me and I don't know which side and they were like, okay. And they went off and worked with each other. And that was that. I missed my opportunity. And that's a great lesson. You can't. You got to recognize the opportunity when it's presenting itself to you, even if it doesn't say, this is your opportunity, schmuck, wake up, do it. Probably not going to do it. It's going to say, do you want to do this? No? Okay, no worries. Don't worry about it. It's not going to go like this to you. So you have to be very present. And the truth is I was just too tired. I was exhausted.
Cool.
That's what happened. Yeah.
Do you think at some point you would have aligned with Malcolm and Denise? I think the three of you would have made a great alliance.
We would have made a great alliance. I liked Lisa very much. She and I had a lot in common. Scoopin, not so much. It really would have come down to me or Lisa. The smarter play would have been aligning with them.
Okay.
And I would have either won or come in second. Okay. I would have either beat Lisa or I would have come in second to Lisa. I'm sure of it. If I had aligned with Malcolm and Denise, who were strong players, and I like them very much, there's a chance that either one of them, Denise did win, Malcolm easily could have won. And to ask the jury to choose between the three of us would have been a harder choice, I think.
Good point. It would have.
Yeah. I don't know who I would have chosen. I should have chosen one of them. I should have just said yes. The idiot thing was I didn't say yes. I should have said yes to both of them and then figured it out and had both of them thinking that I was working with them.
Right. And to quote Mike Boogie, excuse me, from BB7.
Mike Boogie.
Yes, you you can bounce checks in this house. I'm assuming the same thing applies for Survivor.
Mike Boogie, man. I love Mike Boogie. I've known Mike Boogie a long time. Yeah. Go ahead.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. What's of the the three seasons of Survivor you played in, on which is your favorite?
I liked them all, man. They were all really exciting. You know, the middle season, the fans versus favorites season, was the one I lasted the shortest in, right? But I had a real adventure. I mean, that was an adventure. Going to the hospital, going getting blown out. I mean, the and playing in the game and mixing it up with Jeff and playing with superstars, Parvati, James, Sari, Ozzy. Again, that was really fun. The first season was probably the most impactful. I was deep in the middle of that game, getting my ass handed to me every day, but I got to go fishing. I had a real adventure. And then the third season, I probably played the best, but the loss was the bitter. I really should have won that game. I really could have won and blew it up myself. But I found immunity. I won immunity in that game. So that was really exciting. So I can't really choose. All three of them were fantastic for different reasons.
Oh yeah,
Each of them I looked at as like a once in a lifetime experience and tried to make the most of them and had a great time.
right on. Cool.
Yeah, man. That's a cop out answer. I'm not going to pick one because I
It's
like.
all good.
Thanks, Jake. It's Jake. It's Chinatown, Jake. It's just Chinatown. You know that movie Chinatown? That's the end of the movie.
I've heard that reference, but I've not seen the movie.
Dude,
I
hang
know.
up the phone and go watch Chinatown. One of the great movies. Seriously. Great movie.
I will.
All right. And everybody out there, if you haven't seen Chinatown, I mean, it might feel kind of old and slow now. I don't know. Movies 50 years old this year, 74. But great movie. Great movie. Jack Nicholson. Awesome.
Ooh, I like him.
Yeah, man.
Would you play again?
Sure. Sure, I would. I'm old. I mean, we've all heard now that season 50 is going to be all returning players. So what is there? 1,000 players of Survivor at this point, something like that, right?
Right.
50 seasons, 48 seasons with 18 people. Do the math. What is that? It's almost 1,000,
I hate him.
100 players or something. And even if some of us have played more than once, it's still got to be 800 players that they're going to choose from. That said, if they asked me and I could get in any kind of shape again, I'm pretty old and beat up. Sure, I'd do it again. Why not? It's fun.
All right, cool.
You know.
And personally, I think it'd be awesome to see you play again and finally win, like a Boston
Thank you,
Rob.
man.
You're welcome.
I think that's the reason they would not ask me. I'm going to be honest. I think the reason they wouldn't ask me, I mean, there's a lot of reasons. There's other people who are stronger players, and certainly there's going to be hundreds of really wonderful recent players because they've been playing all new player seasons. So it may be a lot of returning players from the last 10 years, 5 years, whatever it is of Survivor. But I think they may feel like he does not have a winning game in him. He had a win right in front of him and he didn't win. And I'm not sure he's ever going to get a better chance to win than the one that he had in blue.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you know.
Right.
I'll let you know if they ask me.
Cool. Okay. Did you meet Kane Hodder on the set of Jason Goes to Hell?
Yeah, I'm shaking Kane's hand. Thank you for asking. Big guy. Not as big as you might think, though. He doesn't look like the Undertaker. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
I mean, he's a stunt man. He's a big guy, but he's not like, oh, Jesus, he's not like that. Lovely guy, funny, down to earth guy.
Oh, yeah. I've met him quite a few times at horror movie conventions.
Awesome. Oh yeah, well, how far is Bowling Green from what's it called? There's like a monthly. Is it Cinema Wasteland or what's the one that's out there? No, there's one in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, not a few hours or something like that.
Yeah. Have you
Oh,
been to
so,
that one? I've been to that one once or twice. When we were making the Bye Bye Man was in Cleveland. So I went out there and hung out a little bit. That was fun.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
I've never been, but
Oh.
someday.
First, you got to go see Chinatown,
Yes.
and then you got to go check it out, man. Have fun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Were you pi- pissed off because your scene was cut, or is that showbiz?
I wasn't pissed off. I think it showed up in, isn't it like in the TV version or something? I've been told that people have seen it.
I think it might.
Uh, me getting killed in the bathroom. That was
Yeah.
hilarious. Uh, the nicest thing about doing it, I wasn't pissed off, was that I really have become very good friends with the director, who was about 4 years old when he made it, Adam Marcus. He was, I'm 21 years old or something. Um, just the nicest, best guy. And he's making a documentary about it, about that final Friday. Um, Hearts of Darkness, I think it's being called. He's been working on it for years. I recorded my piece a couple of years ago. But he and I have become very good friends. And he's like, God, why didn't I cast you in the lead? But that's I said, yeah, you're a schmuck. I don't know, because you
Cool. I look forward to that documentary. Man.
yeah, me too. Adam, where are you at, man? Let's go.
Did you have fun on the set of Amityville 1992? It's about
Oh
time.
yeah, that was awesome. That was made by a good friend of mine, Tony Randall, who asked me to do it. I had a ball. Stephen Mocht, who's Gabriel Mocht's dad, and Sean Weatherly, um, and what was the name of the other? Yeah, we had Anina Foch, who's a and Dick Miller
He's great.
was in the picture. Talking to Dick Miller off the set was awesome, and it was really fun. There's a crazy story about that movie. We shot it in a house that was like the couple was going through a divorce or something. I'm probably making it up, but anyway, we had this house, and in the scene, if you haven't seen the movie, it's a classic. It's like a hallucination or something. I'm in the bathtub, and I'm lying back taking a bath, and then I look down and like the tub is filled with Amityville toxic shit. It's ectoplasmic goo or something. So they, we used the real bathtub in the house, and somehow they had to replumb the bathtub so that they could get ectoplasmic goo into the bathtub. And then it drained out of the bathtub, and they thought it would just go into the sewer or something. Anyway, they used some kind of ectoplasmic goo, whatever they made the goo out of, and it was like a biological material, and it caused mold, and they had to tear out all of the plumbing in the entire house. It was a disaster. Uh, so like that house got haunted by Amityville. True.
Cool.
It was cool.
All
So
right.
Jake, tell me, okay, so enough about me. I want to hear about you because now we're sharing the screen, right? Everyone who's
Yeah.
watching this is watching you as much as me, or you're going to cut
Yes.
back and forth. Okay. So tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got started making this very groovy podcast.
Thank you. Well, I I'm the when someone asks you what tell a little about yourself, it's not you're never sure what just what I'm the youngest of three children. Folks got divorced when I was 7, 6. I'm very close with my mom. I'm a mama's boy. My dad and I are cool, but yeah. Um, and how I got started, I was following this guy Scott Kennard on his channel, and then and this other guy Chris started a podcast together, and I've become good friends with them. So they were doing a live. podcast and asked for someone to join. So I joined, and then since then I've been on the show. Meet us in the man cave, and they're awesome. You should check them out. And I caught the podcasting bug or whatever, and I just yeah.
Awesome. How often are you doing it? How many? Once a week, once a month, once a day, 6 times a day?
Um, I try and do it couple times a week at least, or whenever I get it, whenever Selma Hayek inspires me to because she's a muse in Dogma. Whenever she inspires me to write something or create something.
I love her. I'd love to meet her one day. Have you ever met her?
No, unfortunately, but I
Not
have
yet.
met. Not yet. I have met Keanu Reeves though.
Really?
Oh yeah,
What's he like?
very quiet, but very down to earth, genuine dude though.
Yeah, he seems like a great dude to me. I'd love to work with him someday. Very, very cool work ethic, I feel. Just gets the work done, is very serious, but also not too serious, that he's not approachable. He just seems like a cool guy.
Absolutely.
So you got one more? You got one more question? Because I actually am gonna have to bolt in a second.
Oh crap.
Is that sorry about that, but I do.
No problem. No. I guess. Well, what's your favorite scary movie? How about that?
Oh, I like so many scary
I
movies.
I know.
I mean, like you, right?
Right.
My favorite, I always tell people, because it's true, my favorite is The Fly with Jeff.
Oh man, what technical difficulties?
Oh, I can see and hear you. My connection's unstable. I would say The Fly. The best one I've seen in a while is called Talk to Me. If you haven't seen that, I really dug that movie. Um, Bride of Frankenstein, Rosemary's Baby, Eyes Without a Face, maybe is my favorite. Jaws.
Ooh.
That's a lot. How about you?
Keepers Creepers 2, Anaconda,
Dig it.
classic.
J Lo.
Oh yeah.
But oh, dude, the most hilarious, wonderful guy, Tim Curry. I got to work with him on a series. I was telling you, you said what I loved was Rude Awakening. He was on that series, and he was my neighbor. Absolutely the greatest guy. The stories that he told were incredible. I loved him. Love him.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what he's Pumpkinhead and the
Funhouse,
Funhouse. Oh yeah.
fantastic. Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
Well, the Fun House is Toby Hooper, and that's great. Elizabeth Berridge, love her. And Pumpkinhead is Stan Winston, right? And Lance Hendricks. Lance
Oh,
Hendricks.
oh yes.
Good calls, man. Good pulls. These are
Thank you.
great movies.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much, Jonathan, for doing this, man. This has been awesome.
Awesome for me too. What a pleasure talking to you. What a nice, down to earth person. I really appreciate your time. Your really smart questions and taking the time to ask me. It's been a blast.
Thank you for taking the time to do it.
Absolutely. So I'm sure we'll be in touch. Let me know when it's going to drop, and I'll tweet it to my followers. I want them to hear it too.
All right, cool. Hell yeah.
Great. I'm virtually reaching out. We're shaking hands.
Okay.
Okay, bud.
All right.
Uh,
Well, take care.
say hi to your mom. See you, Yolanda.
I will.
Peace, everybody.
What?